Yo, what is up, guys? James Carter TV here to recap the Carolina Panthers victory over the New Orleans Saints to remain undefeated. The Panthers are now 12-0. Cam Newton has now earned my MVP vote. Now you might wonder, why haven't you given him your MVP vote before this week? Now my problem with Cam Newton has been this, and I'm sorry that I don't agree with you on this, but at least allow me to explain. You do have to. I'm sorry, you have to put up numbers. You have to do it. Your team may be undefeated. Okay, great. You have to put up numbers. You have to put up statistics. And up until about a month ago, he wasn't doing that. He was winning games. He was playing nice in the fourth quarter. He wasn't putting up really good numbers. Now he's putting up really good numbers. This is his second game this season with 5 passing touchdowns. You now have my attention. You now have my MVP vote. And also on the flip side of things, Tom Brady has not been playing very well at all lately. So when you combine those two, Cam Newton playing great, Tom Brady not playing so great, now Cam Newton has ascended. And you can change. This is a fluid list. Like someone said, see, Cam Newton was always the MVP. No, you cannot be the MVP at one point in the season, get better while someone gets worse, and become the MVP. This is a fluid thing. It's not like, oh, well, imagine if I came out week 1 and I was like, Marcus Mariota is going to be the MVP. He has 4. No, it's a fluid list. It changes week to week to week. If Tom Brady, but is absolutely great, has 5 touchdown passes in the last 4 games, you're damn right he'll be my MVP. This is a fluid list. Right now, Cam Newton's playing the best, and right now he has my MVP vote. And I'm actually surprised they won this game. Now, I picked them to win this game. But what surprises me is when watching this game, it had the feeling that New Orleans was going to win. The Panthers were doing so much to let the Saints into this game, stay into this game, and win this game potentially. The Panthers were playing horrible defense. They were turning the ball over. They were down 14-0. They could have been 17-0 if the Saints would have scored a field goal on one of those drives. It just appeared as if, man, the Panthers are not playing well. But Cam Newton started hooking up with Ted Ginn, who had his fair share of drops today, by the way. But he started hooking up with Ted Ginn and kept throwing just absolute bullets in the red zone. Wow, his red zone passing was tremendous today. Again, great performance by Cam Newton. Great performance from Drew Brees. And I wasn't able to watch last week's game from the Saints because it absolutely stuns me they only put up 6 points. Like, I need to watch that game to see how this team can only put up 6 points. What an inconsistent team this continues to be. But there's one thing they're consistent at, and that's playing absolutely awful defense. And you saw it this week, you saw it last week. It's a recurring theme throughout this season. The season is lost. They were 4-4, and they've completely fallen off. Sean Payton's out of there, and I'm wondering more and more whether or not I even want him. I think I do. I'm sure I do, but I don't know, man. Why are they so bad? Especially with Drew Brees. He's playing well, so there's issues in New Orleans, you know. Yeah, wow. Now, they're screwed because if they get rid of Sean Payton, they get rid of Drew Brees, like I'm hearing they may do, I don't know who you're going to get. Garrett Grayson sucks. Let's just call it what it is. So if you're expecting him to come in the game and play well, then you're in trouble. But we'll see how things develop on that front. But yeah, I mean, Carolina Panthers play well. You know, Saints don't. Well, I mean, they play well offensively, but their defense is absolutely horrible. Really quick, why is Brandon Browner in the game? I mean, this guy should have been benched 4 weeks ago. It absolutely astounds me that they continue to play Brandon Browner in this game. He should have been benched. First of all, he was yelling with Dennis Allen, defensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints, on the sideline. That should have got him benched. Second of all, he's bad. And he got torched again and again and again. I think he gave up 3 touchdowns today. It absolutely astounds me, perplexes me as to why Brandon Browner is out there playing consistently. I don't understand that at all. Whatever. Now, let's get into the other late games. First of all, New England that loses to Philadelphia today. Wow. This is the biggest upset that I've seen this season. No one saw this coming except for Timran Ramkaran. And if you don't know who that is, good. Because this guy last week was tweeting, this Eagles fan was tweeting last week, oh, the Patriots, they're in trouble. The Eagles, my Eagles are going to go and they're going to win. And this guy's having confidence because the Buccaneers whipped their ass. The Lions whipped their ass. And here this guy is on Twitter talking about the Eagles are going to beat the Patriots. All right, we'll see. Well, maybe this guy was onto something because the Eagles played not great, but they were very advantageous, and the Patriots played awful, especially special teams by the Patriots today, allowing a Darren Sproles 83-yard punt return touchdown, allowing a punt block for a touchdown. Wow. And this was absolutely horrible. And I'm so sick, though, of people. Tom Brady's great, and I'm not saying he's not great, but I keep hearing people saying, oh, Tom Brady, the pass protection is awful. I don't know what you're watching, because I can remember at least 10 plays from today when Tom Brady sat in that pocket forever. And watching a team that really doesn't have an offensive line, I don't want to hear that excuse. Now, if you want to talk about wide receivers, let's have a conversation. They suck. Danny Amendola sucks. Brandon LaFell is absolutely horrible. But whose fault is that? It's Bill Belichick. Everyone knows the wide receivers for the New England Patriots suck. They suck for 5 years now. And yet, Bill Belichick doesn't get wide receivers in. Why? That way it worked last season. You won your Super Bowl last season without any wide receivers except for Julian Edelman. Fine. But everyone's been knowing for the past 5 years the Patriots do not have wide receivers. So why for 5 years the Patriots have not signed a wide receiver, I don't know. But maybe not 5, more like 3 since they got rid of Wes Welker. But why they haven't done that, I don't know. But you see, you got to get one, Bill. You're a great head coach. Except for, I don't know why you did a second onside kick today, but you're a great head coach. Get a damn wide receiver. I mean, you got to get one. Look what happened when you guys actually got Randy Moss. I mean, come on. Get a wide receiver. And the Philadelphia Eagles, this is a win. It's a very fraudulent win. I don't think anything's going to amount to this win. I don't think they're going to go on a run and win the NFC East. I don't know who they're facing next week, but I'm sure they're going to lose because the Eagles are still not a very good team. Guys, they gave up 90 points 2 weeks ago. I mean, like, combined. They gave up 45 to the Bucks and they gave up 45 to the Lions. This isn't a good football team. They played well today. They played very advantageous, and they won the game. But I think these two teams are still who we think they are ultimately. So, we had the Denver Broncos beat the Chargers. I mean, how do the Chargers keep putting up 3? In today's NFL, how on earth do you keep putting up 3? I mean, this is unbelievable. I've never seen a team continue to put up 3 like the San Diego Chargers are putting. Especially when you have Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates and Stevie Johnson and Melvin Gordon, who isn't good, but his name is good enough. And despite all this, 3 yet again from the San Diego Chargers, they've shipped this 2015 season. It's done. It's over. They get it. They understand. And they're horrible. I mean, the offense, they can't put up points, man. They can't put up points. It's so embarrassing. But at least Brock Osweiler's playing well for the Broncos. And maybe, people want to discount them going to the Super Bowl, but I think they're still in the conversation. Hell, let's see what happens when they face the Bengals. I think it's next week, maybe not next week, the week after that. Let's see what happens then. And then we'll make some final conclusions on the Broncos heading into the playoffs. And was that all the late games? No, Oakland proves to be Oakland as they lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I never bought into the Oakland Raider playoff race that other people were buying into. But I did think they could at least win at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. They couldn't. And now Oakland is now 5-7. They'll be 7-9, maybe 6-10, because right now they don't have any momentum on their side. They still have to go to Kansas City. They still have to go to Denver. I'm not sure what else they have. I think they face the Chargers again too. That should be a W. But there's issues with this Oakland Raiders team right now. Derek Carr did not play well. I think this was his worst game of the season from what I could see, especially the second half. Second half was absolutely awful by Derek Carr today, but he still still good. And the Raiders are still rebuilding, and they'll be back next year. They'll be in the playoffs next year, but this year, forget it. And the Kansas City Chiefs, they're going to the playoffs this year. And Andy Reid shows how good of a coach he is, man. 6 straight wins. He could have mailed in this 2015 season, week 7. He didn't. Kept winning games, and then boom, here they are. So Kansas City Chiefs keep rolling. And that's it. So with that said, what are your takeaways from week 13? Comment down below. Oh, and by the way, I was not able to make my picks this week, but I can tell you this. I am currently 11-3 with my picks. Only games I got wrong were the Bears, the Raiders, and the Patriots. Everything else I got right. Yes, I picked the Titans. Yes, I picked the Jets. Yes, I picked the Seahawks. I thought these things would happen, and they did. So until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.